Stop trying to force things. That is the title of today's video, and that's what I'm going to be talking about today pertaining to this video. Just a quick disclaimer before I go, all the way into talking about the topic. This is just off the head. I don't have anything written down. So if I'm all over the place, excuse me for that. But, yeah, with that being said, this isn't going to be too long either. Probably like anywhere from 10 to like 15 minutes, not too long. But if it is, then it is what it is. Like I said, I don't have anything written down. This is just coming straight off the head. But without further ado, we just gonna get straight into it. Now, like I said, pertaining to the title of the video, stop trying to force things. And this is something that I've been trying to actively work on and learn. About, the past year or so now, maybe 2 years. And this just goes with, every aspect of life, physical, spiritual, emotional, financial, things in life, you know what I mean? Abundance, these type of things that I just listed out that you may try to force out into the world or force the opportunities to come into fruition before, it's even the right time or before you're even in the right, mental, physical, or spiritual state. You know what I mean? And this is something that I feel like as a mass, the whole world kind of deals with, especially, with the younger people, Gen Z, our generation, you know what I mean? This is something that I feel that we all deal with. And, it has to do with, social media, just the instant gratification that develops and comes from it and, hinders it and kind of worsens it because we see all these people on the internet. We see all these gurus. You may see friends that you know, friends of friends that you know on social media, just on the internet in general. And they doing this, they living their life like this. They got a new car, they got a new job opportunity. He going to the NBA, he going to the NFL. Oh yeah, he just got a new Cuban link bust down chain. You know what I mean? Things like that. The perception of it. And this is something that I touched on before earlier in an earlier video in the past about not feeling left out or feeling like you gotta try to fit into, the standards of social media and society today. But just those, for example, and I feel like when you see those things constantly over and over and over again, it kind of rewires your brain into this gimme, 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 just take mindset, the instant gratification trying to, expand and go deeper than it, ever has before. You know what I mean? And when we see these things, we think that we're left out and that we're not doing something right because, oh, they got this or they got that. And they ain't really have to do too much to get to the place that they wanted to get to or get the thing that they wanted to get. You know what I mean? And we don't sit back and try to just let the natural causes of life, being the universe and whoever you may believe in. I personally believe in God, or whatever your, your God may be or your belief system. I feel like when you let those natural causes come into play and by you staying into the present moment and, just sitting back and, praying, like I said, if you believe in God, or Christianity, or whoever, or whatever your belief system may be. I feel like when you let the natural causes come into play and you let, your intuition come into fruition and, you just don't try to force it. You try to just let it naturally coincide and come in by those natural causes like I just listed, the things come by more easier, and it overall doesn't have as much stress um you know coming on to you. You know what I mean? You don't have as much mental, physical, spiritual stress, and whatever factor that may be of where you're trying to get to, or whatever goal you're trying to achieve in life. You know what I mean? And I feel like when you do that, when you just let the natural causes come by, you're more rewarded. You may have to wait a little bit longer, but we're not guaranteed anything in life anyways. So I say that, you just let these natural causes come into fruition and help you anyways. Like I said, I feel like you're more rewarded when you wait and you take your time, and you know what I mean? You're not trying to force these things to happen upon you. That's really what I'm trying to touch on and get across. And this is something that doesn't come easy either. You have to really sit back and focus on what you want in life and try to pinpoint and figure out the steps that's required to get there, but not trying to force those things. Excuse me. Not everything that you try to do, not every goal that you try to coincide and write down and achieve is gonna happen overnight. And this goes into staying patient. And this is a video that I also touched on, and the topic that I also touched on earlier, in the first couple videos that I ever uploaded, or maybe a little later on. But that's how the patient aspect comes into it and plays a role into not trying to force things. It's nothing wrong with taking the precautionary steps and measures to write out and try to strategize on what you need to do to get to that goal, but letting just the journey and what you do coincide naturally, not forcing those steps. You know what I mean? You can't expect to make it D1 in college if you don't put in the work to in college to get there. You know what I mean? You can't expect to be dropping 30 points, 10 rebounds, and 10 assists a night if you at least not putting in the hours that you need to get them type of numbers, the efficiency you need to get those type of numbers, the different factors. Excuse me. And that's the thing that I feel like we had to sit back and really dwell on and think about, because it's not going to come overnight. With anything, it's not going to come overnight. You're going to have to wait and be patient. You're going to have to play the waiting game. And I feel like the only way you could be able to try to coincide with this and figure out a solution to it is just knowing that everything is meant to happen in a good and bad way, but mostly looking at it in terms of a good way, and just being able to accept the fact that with the goals that you're trying to achieve and what you may have written out, that it's going to take time. And that if you look on to the, to whatever your belief system may be, and you just be patient and, you trust in the universe, and you just let your intuition, come in and do, most of the work, that even in the times of when you may feel like you need to get to that goal now, when you have those things, in fruition, and you have those written out, and you keep that in the back of your mind when you're trying to reach these goals, that you'll be able to, naturally progress without, overworking yourself and trying to force it. So that's what all I want to come on here and talk about. Let me know in the comment sections, if this is something that you deal with, and something that you can do to try to, not let it be as draining on you, and just letting, you know, your goals and, where you want to get in life be a healthy cycle, and not something that, should, you know, bring you down and stress you out or try to, burn you out. Not saying that these things won't happen, but just trying to make it as um as negatable as possible, as, stress free as possible. So with that being said, that's all I gotta say. Peace.